Hey there folks, welcome to this video. Here I'm going to be talking about DiRT Rally 2.0 and I'm going to be doing an achievement guide. I'm currently almost done with some achievement hunting. I'm doing a DiRT Rally 2.0 to get all 71 of the achievements. And there are a couple of them which I found were a bit more difficult than others to get. And I'm going to be making guides for a couple of them. This one, which I was doing last night, is called Pedal to the Metal, which set a time of 7 minutes or faster on the Newhouse Bridge stage in Scotland using the Subaru Impreza S4 Rally. And what I'm going to be doing in this video is showing you my 6-minute 55 run and giving you a couple of pointers on how I was able to achieve it, and hopefully that'll be able to help you out a bit. You can also watch 2 different replays on this channel. One of them is the one with Phil Mills's pace notes. So you can listen to some of the points we're going to be making, and the other one is a kind of free cam one. So let's just get into it. So we're on the start line here, and we are now underway. As we approach the square, well, the one right, I shift down to second instead. For these bits, I followed the guide of Phil Mills, so keeping third gear through these corners here where they're third gear corners. And then as we get past the logs, I start to shift up towards fourth and keep it around third or fourth. It goes down into a square right here, so I'll go down into second. Now this next bit is very much flat out, so I'm going to just put it up into sixth. And I'm just going to say one of the bits here, when it comes to the faster sections, you can usually go 2 gears higher. I was using the default setup here. You can go 2 gears higher than what it's saying, so a 4 left can be in 6th gear, and a 3 left, such as is coming up, could be in 5th. One of the other things is that this is a manual sequential, so I'm using the H shifter here instead of the flappy paddles, as you'll see in a couple of quarters time. So yeah, I shift down into second, and that's something that's actually really helped me out. Because as much as it costs me probably more time, and this isn't the perfect run, used to be running wide, I hit some rocks later on, and I end up also, I think, missing a couple of gears at some points. I found it better in terms of control to be able to have the H shifter, because it meant that I could just select second when it came to like a very immediate stopping. So for this bit, I'm just going absolutely flat out 6th gear. And then this corner here, that is going to be a bit of a problem one, so I always shift down to 4th or 3rd for it, because it just... I kept finding myself flying off into the trees at 6th. Now there are ditches around the outside of the stage, so I tend to go to 3rd or 2nd gear. As you can see, I hit the rock there, so not exactly the best. Yeah, through here it gets to be a bit faster, so I still try to keep towards the gears, so a 2nd gear corner is to take it in 2nd, and like a 3 left is taken in 3rd. Then up here I start to accelerate again, so it's going to be more like I'll do 3 right in 4th instead of a 3 right in 3rd. What's going to be coming up is this one where it opens up for a massive junction. You want to brake early there. One of the things I kept on doing was running way too wide for that corner. You want to take a really nice, tight, slow line. And actually one of the big things for this stage, as we go through these next few corners, is to make sure practice makes perfect. So this first half of it is one that I'm more familiar with than the second half. But at the same time, it took me a while to properly get used to the stage, and I'd done one run when the DRT first came out at a 7:35, and I did a benchmark run at 7:15, and then I got it down to a 7 minutes and 0.5 seconds before doing this here run. It's usually good to be able to do that, because then you get an idea of where you're improving. And in rally stages compared to rally cross, which is where one of the other time trial ones is, as we break it down here, and I take it into 3rd for this 3 right. What you can find is you find more time a lot easier with rally stages, so it's just about keeping it planted. So you want to be very much, if in doubt, flat out. One of the things is you don't need to be clean. As you can see, I was just about going up the bank there. and coming up into the next few corners, again, I decided to do a massive shift down into second, because engine braking actually does really help out. I was doing time trial mode here, so you can just engine brake, and if you properly damage your car, just go back and restart. Yeah, coming up here is another one of those, one left. Yeah, flat out through here, over different jumps. Just want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on where the road's going. Now, coming up is towards one of the deceptive corners, so you really want to listen out to what Phil's saying in terms of pace notes. I was lucky with this corner coming up because it's more kind of, you're going to be sliding through it. And you just use the momentum of the car to fling it into the tight left-hander. The hairpins were probably the place where I was losing the most time, so as long as I just kept it clean through there, because I was losing most of my time in the proper fast runs through the hairpin sections. And again, conserving momentum through the second hairpin by doing good old Scandinavian flick. Now we'll be approaching a bit which has a jump into 3 left don't cut, but you can absolutely push it. But first we've got another deceptive part where it comes towards a junction, which you can just see coming up over the horizon. I went down to 4th here, but in earlier runs I was taking it a lot slower because there are rocks on the inside and outside of it. Also at this point, in terms of delta, compared to my 7 minutes half a second time, I was about 5 seconds up, so you could just take it a bit cleaner and a bit slower. But coming up is this jump, you can just push, and if you are going fast enough, you will just clear all of the obstacles. If you're not going fast enough, you will hit a rock just right off. Here it is. Yeah, at this point, I had about half a minute until the 7-minute timer, so we're approaching the 6:30 mark. And I was 5 seconds up on my previous PB, so I knew I could just take it very nice and relaxed towards the end of the stage. Training with ghosts is a good thing, and going into stuff like time trials is also a good thing to just try again and again and again. But because I knew I had time on my side, I just very slowly approached this final hairpin. Ended up washing out a bit, but that was completely fine. And then it's just flat to the finish. I hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you so much for watching, and also thank you so much for 300 subscribers. I've been doing this for a while, and I don't usually judge myself off of these kinds of metrics and milestones, but it really made my day to see me hit that kind of benchmark. So thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.